All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. This, of course, has got to do with what is unfolding at this moment in Syria. Abu Muhammad al-Julani, who is the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the group that has now captured power in Damascus after toppling the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government. Now, he's also said that the war-torn country would be disbanded and their fighters would join the regular army units. This is what he's saying for the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. So as Julani spoke about the way forward for Syria, he also said that the international sanctions against Damascus must be lifted if the refugees displaced by the war are to return back home to Syria. Now remember, Syria has been under crippling sanctions that have been imposed by the United States of America, the European Union and others for many, many years. As a result, President Bashar al-Assad's brutal response to what began as a peaceful anti-government protests in 2011 that spiraled into a civil war that was backed by Americans and other nations. The top UN envoy to Syria, Geir Pedersen, has told reporters in Damascus that setting Syria back on track after the past few tumultuous weeks will be helped by a speedy relief of sanctions. Meanwhile, the American President-elect Donald Trump has said that the United States ally Turkey will hold the key to what happens in Syria next. He's also called the ouster of Bashar al-Assad as an unfriendly takeover by Turkey as he addressed the conflict at a press conference. Now, Assad, remember, fled to Russia after a lightning offensive that was spearheaded by the HTS wrested city after city from under his control until the rebels reached the Syrian capital of Damascus. In his defense, Bashar al-Assad said that he only left once Damascus had fallen and also denounced the new leadership as that of the terrorists. Now, Trump called al-Assad a butcher.
Well, nobody knows what the final outcome is going to be in the region. You know, nobody knows who really the final. I believe it's Turkey, and I think Turkey is very smart. He's a very smart guy, and he's very tough. But Turkey did an unfriendly takeover without a lot of lives being lost. I can say that Assad was a butcher. What he did to children.
Now, Turkey has denounced the Israeli plans to double the population that lives in the illegally captured Golan Heights, that is essentially Syrian territory at the southwestern edge of Syria. It has described it as an attempt at Israel's expansion of its borders. In another development, a lengthy convoy of Russian military vehicles was seen withdrawing from Latakia towards the Syrian city of Tartus. The spokesman for the political department of the new transitional Syrian government, Obeda Arnaud, has said that there is no reason for the deployment of Russian troops in Syria anymore. He's also called on Russia to reconsider its deployment in Syria and to initiate contact with the new administration. The West, of course, continues its outreach for the administration, and now France has said it will send a diplomatic mission to Damascus to retake possession of the French real estate and make initial contact with the new authorities. Now, so far, the United States of America and the United Kingdom have confirmed their contacts with HTS, which, by both nations, is a designated terrorist organization. All right, now to give us more perspective on this, we are joined by Mohammed Abbas. He's joining us live from Damascus. He's a retired Major General and also a military analyst who is joining us live from Damascus. Now, General Abbas, thank you very much indeed, sir, for taking time out and speaking to us here on WION. And let me actually start off by asking you this. Now, as we speak, ever since the HTS has taken control in Damascus, Israel has gone about systematically destroying all heavy weaponry that Syria possesses. In your assessment, how do you think this government that is being put in place by Abu Muhammad al-Julani will be able to rearm Syria? Can it bring in the weapons?
Thank you. Good morning. My best regards to you. Thank you for the invitation. Actually, when we talk about the Israeli attacks, attacking infrastructure, the whole types of powers navy or the air bases or the land forces in Syria. I think nowadays it's the chance, the best opportunity for Israel to destroy every type of power for Syria, because they want nowadays to let Syria without teeth, without any ability, any capability to rebuild its power, its army, because Israel is looking nowadays to find the whole area without any kind of resistance if they want to face Israel. Now Israel the much more power in the region, you could say that.
And also, General Abbas, at this moment, a lot of talk is, where will Syria get the resources to rebuild its army? Because it clearly has the men. The HTS, they do have a fighting force of about 15 to 20,000 men at the moment. But where are they going to get the money and material? Because anything that is attempted to be brought in will be bombed by the Israelis.
Actually, that's right. Now Syria, in these conditions, in this situation, after the destroying of her army, unfortunately to say that the corruption and the worst types of administration to lead this army, or to train, or to let's say to weaponize the army. Unfortunately to say, Syrian army, in the past, the weapons was very say old. They didn't renew, despite they tried to face for those 14 years. After that, this army was very tired, because, as I said, for corruption and for the type of training was very poor and very, very weak.
Right.
Excuse me to say that.
Right.
Nowadays, we can say that rebuilding the army in this condition needs lots of money, needs lots of willing to rebuild this army, but we need lots of money to do that, actually.
Now, my final question to you, General, because this is something that has baffled a lot of people who are watching the developments that are unfolding in Syria. The fact that HTS has taken control in Damascus is clear, but what people are not able to understand is why has HTS not defended any of the weapons that are being wantonly destroyed by the Israelis? Because the HTS has said it very clearly that they don't want to fight with Israel, but they seem at this moment not even to be guarding the weapons that they have in their country.
Excuse me to tell you, unfortunately also to tell you that Syrian army was destroyed, absolutely. First of all, the anti-aircraft, there's no, in Syrian army, you could say since the last week, there's no way to find any type of anti-aircraft, anti-jets, the first one.
Right.
Next, when you don't have any sovereignty in the air, so Israeli air can destroy everything.
All right, we'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, General Abbas, for joining us from Damascus and getting us that perspective there.
Thank you. Thank you.